The 200-pound Messi, football's unstoppable hybrid superstar. Please like, share, and subscribe. Episode 91. Fight the Premier League again, encounter the rain war. Aston Villa have been particularly disappointed this season, with 2 wins, 3 draws and 7 defeats in 12 rounds, accumulating just 9 points, 1 point above the relegation zone. The two sides have met 185 times in their history, with Arsenal winning 75, drawing 44 and losing 65. In 40 Premier League meetings, Arsenal won 20, drew 13 and lost 7, also having the upper hand. And Arsenal have been unbeaten in their last 13 visits to Villa Park, with 7 wins and 6 draws. The last time I lost was in 1998. Today is still a cold, rainy day, which is not good for the technical team. The match was scheduled to start at 1:30 a.m. Chinese time, and it was not broadcast, but avid fans can still watch the game in various ways. Arsenal's starting lineup is goalkeeper Szczesny. The back four are Jan Million, Mertzak, Koscielny, Gibbs. Midfielders Cazorla, Arteta, and Ramsey. Center Lu Junfeng. Left winger Plain, right winger Ballin. On the bench were Giroud, Hotbirds, Little Threat, Coquelin, Saninia, Vermaelen and Manwan. When most of the main players return, Arsenal's bench looks much thicker, and today the minor threat and Sarnia are on rotation. The Hotbirds have just returned from injury, and they are not in good shape, so they play as substitutes first. If possible, Wenger is still willing to take a rotation. It's just that Cazorla and Arteta don't have suitable substitutes. They've played too many games and have been in a bit of a slump lately. Aston Villa's lineup is goalkeeper Guzan. Defenders Lorton, Villers, Clark, Stevens. Midfielders Amadi, Westwood, Weeman, Banan, Abang Raju. Center, traditional virtue Bentique. Bentique is a dark, tall, fast center with a thin build. In the future, he transferred to Liverpool, and then once the empty goal did not score, Zhang Jun blurted out CTMD Bentique. Therefore, netizens jokingly called him traditional virtue Bentique. He has a good physical talent, but his technique is rough. Villa's midfielder Abin Rajo is known for his speed. After a series of opening ceremonies, the game officially began. Lu Junfeng kicked off with a counterfoot and started today's performance. Good ball, enter my strong point in the opening game, header to the top. Soon Arsenal made a long pass from the back and gave it to Lu Junfeng. Lu Junfeng gave the ball to the following Cazorla. Cazorla kicked the ball diagonally without stopping. He was going to give it to Oxlade-Chamberlain on the right, but Chamberlain did not realize it and missed the opportunity to cut forward. Hey! This Xiao Zhang still can't do the ball intelligence is a little lower. Lu Junfeng is very regrettable. Originally Chamberlain had the opportunity to single-handedly, he can also look for a supplementary shot opportunity in the middle. Aston Villa's side quickly organized an attack. Taking advantage of the home field, they do not intend to stick to it. However, the rainy day was slippery, and they quickly made a mistake. Then Arsenal's passing was also a mistake. Lu Junfeng, who couldn't get the ball, had to retreat to respond, and then ran wildly on the left side when he received the ball. Brothers, I'm pulling the edge. Follow up in the middle. I'm a blaster, don't play any bells and whistles with you. I crossed with one left foot. Oops, spread high. There are really no good people in the team, then I can't either. After that, both sides increased the proportion of high balls, because the court was too slippery and the ground ball was prone to mistakes. Aston Villa players pressed frantically. If you don't fight at home, when to fight? On the one hand, the skills of this group of players on the Arsenal field are not so delicate, on the other hand, the rain battle does have a great impact, so it is suppressed, and Lu Junfeng in the front court cannot get the ball. In the 16th minute, Aston Villa's Banan fired a long-range shot that was saved by Szczesny. They were awarded a corner kick and then Bentique's header deflected wide. In the 20th minute, Arsenal had a chance to counter-attack. Lu Junfeng pulled the side, and Ramsey gave it to Chamberlain. But Oxlade-Chamberlain's shot from the right side of the penalty area deflected off the goal. In the 22nd minute, Amadi received a yellow card for a fake fall. In the 27th minute, the Polish plane successfully reversed the offside, but before he could control the ball, he was confiscated by the opposing goalkeeper. In the 29th minute, Oxlade-Chamberlain broke through from the right side and crossed back, Ramsey received in the middle, pretended to dunk the defender, and then a shot was blocked by the goalkeeper with his leg. In the 38th minute, Szczesny made a mistake due to the slippery field and was fouled for handball outside the box, and Aston Villa won a well-placed free kick. Clark took a free kick, was blocked and continued to cross. In a fit of confusion, Wyman shot a goal, but was ruled offside. In the 43rd minute, Arsenal had another chance to counterbook. This time, Lu Junfeng still burst on the left side. Then he crosses low. Koscielny unexpectedly plugged in and received a pass from Lu Junfeng in front of goal. But his shot was high above the beam. The defender's footwork really doesn't work. The game went to intermission, and the two teams tied 0-0. On the one hand, rainy weather limits Arsenal's performance, and on the other hand, many players on the field have entered a period of fatigue and lack of energy. The starters who returned to the dressing room quickly changed their wet clothes and dried their hair. Racing on a rainy day is a real crime. But no way, they are professional players, they can't take a break in bad weather, and sometimes they have to play normally on snow days. The working environment for basketball players is much better. They basically play on indoor sports fields. Episode 92. Launch the Twin Towers again. Heavenly King cover Earth Tiger, only I Grand Giroud. Wenger stressed during this period that playing more directly and creating more shooting opportunities is also bad for defenders and prone to mistakes. The second half started quickly. At the beginning, Lu Junfeng and Casola came to kick the wall, but unfortunately Casola's volley from the top of the penalty area deflected off the upright. After that, Lu Junfeng pulled back to get the ball and tried a long-range shot, which was also deflected. In the 56th minute, Oxlade-Chamberlain's low cross from the right was followed up by Ramsey's tackle that deflected off the net again. Starting in the 59th minute, Aston Villa won successive corner kicks. However, Bentik's header was blocked by Mertzak. At this point, Wenger finally decided to change formations. He replaced the Burrow with a Giroud. Now Lu Junfeng can move more on the left side. Of course, he also has to participate in a certain wide defense. It didn't take long for Arsenal to get a corner kick in 0-2. Arsenal's two central strikers and two centre-backs were in the box ready to scramble for headers. The Aston Villa players are naturally the enemy of the enemy. The corner was eventually slapped back by Koscielny and Ramsey's follow-up tackle deflected. Aston Villa's goal kick. They thought Arsenal would lose their athleticism with two centre-forwards and started trying to control the midfield. But Lu Junfeng's running ability is not bad. What's more, he didn't play in the last game, and he is very physical. Soon, Lu Junfeng cooperated with Gibbs on the wing and broke the opponent's ball. Then he rushed forward with the ball in stride. The opposing right-back Rodon came to intercept, was divided by Lu Junfeng alone, and instantly flung away. Brothers, fight back, fight back. Keep up in the middle. Luo Donghua couldn't hold Lu Junfeng. I'm in a good mood. Add another blast and see how you can keep up. Lu Junfeng saw that Giroud was already in place, and quickly passed a low flat ball. Giroud took the ball with his back, flicked it directly, and gave it to Lu Junfeng, who was inserted on the left side. Recently, Giroud is in good shape, and there are more and more flowers. In the last game, he gave a Bona Plane a bounce and let the Bohan Plane volley into the goal. His favorite thing is to keep bouncing the ball directly to his teammates, so he is nicknamed the Pinball King by fans. Lu Junfeng stopped the ball this time and continued to push forward. The opposing defender can't catch up with him at all. Single knife. Seeing that the central defender on the right side of the opponent was about to make up for the defense, Lu Junfeng remembered Henry's teaching. So this ball, he stared at the far corner of the goal, but suddenly got up and kicked a near corner with his right foot. The goalkeeper was really deceived by him. The angle of the ball is not tricky, but the goalkeeper reacts a beat slower, causing it to slip under his armpit. Goal. Scored. Arsenal finally broke the deadlock and led 1-0. This is Lu Junfeng's 11th goal for Arsenal. It was also his 6th goal in the Premier League. This away goal was hard-won. And this is exactly the role of stars, relying on individual abilities to turn the situation around. Lu Junfeng can celebrate to his heart's content. Taking advantage of the rainy day, the venue was very slippery, and he came to a super big slippery knee. It's so smooth that you can't stop at all. The teammates also ran over and huddled together. This away game is very difficult. But with this goal, it will be a lot easier. Wenger was relieved on the sidelines. The two-tower tactic is really useful. The key moment is to rely on the cooperation between the two big centers. Maybe it's time to increase the cooperation time between the two towers. On the major sports forums in Huaxia, Lu Junfeng's fans posted like crazy again. What do you call a top superstar? It is to break the game by individual ability in a difficult situation. This ball vividly reflects Lu Junfeng's speed advantage. And he is still very strong, Radu can't hold it. Didn't you find out? Lu Junfeng's single knife handled much better than before. It turned out to be a close corner. I really didn't expect he would only burst before. He's still improving. He is already so strong, but he is still improving. I cried to death. Giroud, this guy is good, he knows how to pass the ball to our Lu Huang and give us 1,000 taels of gold. Two beauties. Heavenly King Gai Dihu, only I grand Giroud. Pagoda Town River Demon, Giroud coquettish. The game continues. The Aston Villa players have no choice but to attack, while the Arsenal players can defend the counter-attack. It's good to win 1-0 away from 270. In the 73rd minute, the Aston Villa player made a mistake in passing. Cazorla grabbed the ball, glanced at the situation in front of him, and immediately drove a big foot to the left front. Lu Junfeng understood the divine understanding, immediately started, and rushed towards that side. Aston Villa's formation is too pressed up. Their defenders rushed from the middle. But the speed is not as fast as Lu Junfeng. After Lu Junfeng chased the ball, he directly went forward to burst. Aston Villa's defenders simply came with a flying tackle. Would rather fell than stop him from moving forward. But Lu Junfeng had expected it, dodged the flying shovel with one jump, and continued to rush forward. Single knife. The goalkeeper of Aston Villa saw that Lu Junfeng had swept the ball far away, and simply took the risk. As long as you can kick the ball off the sideline in advance, the danger can be lifted. But he still underestimated Lu Junfeng's speed. Or that he overestimated his speed. On this wet grass on a rainy day, it was difficult for him to control himself. When he rushed to the ball, Lu Junfeng had already arrived first and took the ball forward again. Episode 93. Lu Junfeng scored twice and became a national idol of China. The opposing goalkeeper simply does not have time to break or turn around. He simply hit Lu Junfeng. If you can knock Lu Junfeng over, even if you get a red card, it is better than losing the ball directly, but Lu Junfeng has already rushed forward. That goalkeeper reached out to pull Lu Junfeng, but he didn't hold it. Lu Junfeng threw away the goalkeeper's hand, rushed to the football that slowly stopped because of the water on the ground, and pushed with a kick. The football flew through the empty door. Goal. Another goal. Lu Junfeng scored twice. Arsenal lead 2-0, and it can be said that the big picture is set. Lu Junfeng was secretly pleased. It is also good to play football on rainy days, otherwise the ball just now was taken by him, and it will be out of the bottom line if it is not good. It was his 12th goal of the season. It was also his 7th goal in the Premier League. Van Persie, currently the #1 scorer, has only scored 9 goals. Lu Junfeng really has a chance to become the Premier League top scorer this season. Arsenal players celebrate wildly again. A whole bunch of people stacked together. They almost crushed Lu Junfeng to death. The fans who came to cheer for Arsenal away were moved to tears. This season's Arsenal has definitely been reborn. Being able to win this kind of game is not considered a dominant game, which shows that the team has matured. Arsene Wenger was equally pleased on the sidelines. This Lu Junfeng was simply a gift from heaven. He's so comprehensive. It can break dense defenses and fight back. Isn't that what the team has always lacked? Needless to say, Huaxia sighed. Fortunately, the match was played in the early hours of the morning and was not live-streamed, otherwise the major sports forums would be in a state of collapse again. Lu Junfeng's fans are posting like crazy again. They have already blown Lu Junfeng to be comparable to Messi and Ronaldo. Although this goal can be scored only because Lu Junfeng is fast and strong enough, physical talent is the most important talent in itself. When the game resumed, Wenger replaced Lu Junfeng with a hot bird. This game can basically be won, or let Lu Junfeng rest early. He continues to sprint on the wing, and his physical consumption is very large. There are more important games after that require his impact. Aston Villa is also a troop dispatcher and wants to draw the score. They did get a good chance in the 77th minute, but substitute Holman fired a powerful shot that was touched by Szczesny's fingertips and hit the crossbar. Wenger then replaced Oxlade-Chamberlain with Coquelin to strengthen the defense. In the end, Arsenal saved the score 2-0. They are unbeaten in 16 consecutive games in all competitions. Among them, 9 games in the Premier League are unbeaten. 2 consecutive Premier League wins. The post-match score was quickly released, and Lu Junfeng, who scored twice, scored 9.3 points, deserving to be the best player of the game. At the same time, his Messi template fit increased by another 1 point to 60%. Mertzak followed with 8.2 points. This is the 3rd time that Lu Junfeng has won the title of the best in the field. Interestingly, his 3 best games have been away from home to West Ham United, Manchester United and Aston Villa. It looks like he's doing better away from home. Probably because on the road, there will be more counter-attacking opportunities suitable for his play. Now Lu Junfeng has not only conquered the fans of Huaxia, but also conquered the fans of Ingeren. With his back-to-back goals, many professional critics have included him among the top strikers in the Premier League. He has scored 7 goals in the Premier League. This is not something that luck can do alone. And a lot of his goals are crucial. Especially against strong opponents, he scored at home against Tottenham Hotspur and Schalke 04 and away against Liverpool and Manchester United. What does this mean? It shows that he doesn't just abuse vegetables. It's a star player who can shine on the big stage. When Robbie Leal, a black fat man who calls himself Arsenal Fan TV, goes to interview Arsenal fans who travel away from home, all he hears is praise for Lu Junfeng. Local Arsenal fans really think he surpasses Van Persie. Van Persie actually only had the last year at Arsenal and spent most of the rest in his hospital bed. It was only a matter of time before Lu Junfeng surpassed Van Persie, and he should be Henry. He has a chance to become the king of the new generation of guns. Needless to say, Huaxia sighed. When the next morning, after seeing Lu Junfeng score twice and score all the goals in the game, the major media continued to blow him to death. Lu Junfeng scored twice to save the team, and the role of the superstar is reflected at this time. League goals close to Van Persie. Who is the shooter king is decided by Lu Junfeng. Lu Junfeng won in the first start, and metaphysics continues. The strength is there, it's no surprise to win. 19 years old has already shown the strength of the ball king, the sky is his limit. New gun king Lu Junfeng changes Arsenal's temperament and is expected to end the championship drought this season. Pi. Lu Junfeng has now become a national idol. Huaxia has not produced such a genius for many years. He is the only hope for Chinese football. In other Premier League matches, United continued to lead the table with a 3-1 home win over Queen's Park Rangers. They won 10 wins and 3 losses in 13 rounds, and got 30 points, which is a really high winning percentage. Manchester City drew away at Chelsea and remained unbeaten in the league. They have 7 wins, 6 draws, and 27 points, widening the point gap with Manchester United. Chelsea are winless in 5 consecutive matches, with 13 wins, 6 wins, 4 draws and 3 defeats, and are 5th in the Premier League with 22 points. Episode 94. Away to Everton, lightning opening goal. Arsenal have 7 wins, 4 draws and 2 defeats, with 25 points, just 2 points away from Manchester City and 3rd in the Premier League. West Bromwich Albion win away at Sunderland for 4 consecutive wins. They have 8 wins, 1 draw and 4 defeats, also with 25 points, and are 4th in the Premier League because of goal difference. In other matches, Liverpool were held to a draw by Swansea and continued to wander in the middle table. Tottenham beat West Ham United to move up to 6th in the Premier League. Stoke City defeated Fulham. Atletico Wigan beat Reading. Everton were held to a draw by Norwich. Newcastle United lost to Southampton and suffered from the same illness as Liverpool. Less than halfway through the league, Arsenal has become a championship contender. They only scored 3 points in the first 5 rounds. This is something that no one expected. Not long after playing away at Aston Villa, Arsenal have another Premier League match, away to Everton. Everton was founded in 1878, 14 years before its rival Liverpool. In its history, he has won 9 Premier League titles, 5 FA Cups, and 1 European Cup Winners' Cup. The two teams have met 183 times, with Arsenal dominating with 90 wins, 39 draws, and 54 defeats. In the other 437 matches, Arsenal are unbeaten in their last 10 games against Everton with 8 wins and 2 draws. The timing of this game was very unfriendly to Huaxia fans. It was 3:45 a.m. There was no broadcast on Huaxia's side, which made the attention not high. Only die-hard Lu Junfeng fans or Arsenal fans will get up to watch this game. Arsenal started this game with goalkeeper Szczesny, defenders Sarnia, Mertzak, Koscielny, Vermaelen, midfielders Cazorla, Arteta, and minor threats. Centre forward Olivier Giroud. On either side are Ramsey and Walcott. In the case of 2 games a week, Wenger will never let Lu Junfeng start 2 consecutive games. He has witnessed too many talented teenagers because of too many games and are plagued by injuries. Especially, Lu Junfeng's weight is extremely consuming. Coupled with his fond of sprinting on the wing, it is even more dangerous. So if you can save use, you can save use. He must guard this good seedling. If it weren't for the fact that the team was really in a desperate situation before, he wouldn't have made Lu Junfeng the main rotation so quickly. Training young people still has to be gradual. However, Lu Junfeng's development was much better than he expected. He seems to be improving in every way. This kind of player with great growth is absolutely bright in front of him. Wenger was still a bit conservative in today's game. After all, Everton have had a good record this season. In the away game, it is more important to stabilize the defense first, so he sent Ramsey to play on the left wing. Everton started with goalkeeper Howard. This Howard is from America, but not the Warcraft Howard who plays basketball. Prior to that, he was at Manchester United and spent many years as the main goalkeeper of the American national team. The back four are Hibbert, Jagielka, Diston, Baines. In midfield there are Gibson, Osman, Naismith, Pienaar and Ferry Fellaini. Centre Jelavic. Fellaini is the heart of this team. This strong man with an explosive head, 194 centimeters tall and 85 kilograms weighs 85 kilograms, claims that the sky with Fellaini is clear, referred to as Fei Qing. His heading ability is excellent and he often plays as a centre forward. This Everton manager is the Vert Moyes, who plays in a simple and rough way. The future led Manchester United to 81 crosses in a single game, which is breathtaking. The competition officially began soon. It didn't rain today, but it was very cold at the end of November. Lu Junfeng wrapped in a down jacket and huddled on the bench with his teammates. It wasn't long before Arsenal broke the ball at the back and gave it a long pass to Giroud. Recently they have changed their style of play, and simple long passes are more and more punched, and they work well. Olivier Giroud scrambled for the top spot for Walcott. Walcott dribbled the ball and went to the middle. The other side came to rob it. The ball was still taken out of the encirclement by Walcott and handed to Ramsey on the left. Ramsey dribbled the ball to the center, attracted the defense and handed it to Walcott, who was interspersed on the left. Walcott picks a straight right-footed shot into the far corner of the goal. The Everton players were completely unprepared. The ball went into the net. Goal. Scored. Arsenal scored lightning fast in the opening 51 seconds. This start couldn't have been better. 1:0. It was Walcott's 10th goal of the season and his 4th in the Premier League, but bad news soon came. Koscielny was injured in a scramble and had to go off. Wenger was forced to replace him with Gibbs. Vermaelen returned to centre-back and Gibbs played left-back. The game continues. Everton stepped up their offensive. They used crosses from both sides to header the goal, but fortunately there was no threat and the Arsenal players patiently counterattacked. In the 20th minute, Fellaini fiercely brought down Arteta from behind. Arteta had been at Everton before and was teammates with Fellaini. The foul was not taken, but Fellaini expressed his offer to Arteta. Everton then played a counter-attack on the right flank and Gibbs was shown a yellow card for a tactical foul. In the 25th minute, Sarnia was brought down and Arsenal were awarded a well-placed free kick. Vermaelen's free kick came unconventionally with his feet on the ground. The ball hit the opponent's wall leg with a refraction, but it was still saved by the quick Howard. Not long after, Everton pressed forward to attack, and the Arsenal defender made a mistake. Sarnia's relief kicked directly to Fellaini in the middle. Fellaini couldn't miss that opportunity and the ball flew into the bottom left corner of the goal. 1:1. Everton equalize. Episode 95. Powerful miracles. This turned out to be Arsenal unwilling to reap a draw and attack. But their offensive thunder is loud and Rainey is small. In particular, the two midfielders Cazorla and Arteta are not in good form. They played too many games and were not young and physically fit. Instead, Everton's counterattack was very threatening. Especially Baines on the left. Stirred up Arsenal's right-hand wingers. Sarnia has not been in very good form since returning from injury. The defensive end is not even as effective as Jean Million. This gave Wenger a bit of a headache. The first half ended not long after, and the score was still 1-1. At halftime, Wenger still stressed the need to be too aggressive in controlling the midfield. Several of the main players who have played in succession are not in good shape. In this case, it is not unacceptable to take 1 point away from home. And he also has Lu Junfeng, the backhand. If it really doesn't work, you can put it on and rush it. The second half started quickly. Arsenal began to contract on the right, not giving the opponent room to counterattack. They focused their attack on the left flank. Walcott is frequently active on the left flank. In addition, due to the small number of troops invested in the front field, several attacks ended in long-range shots, but did not have an effect. In the 70th minute, Wenger finally decided to send Lu Junfeng up and replace him Ramsey. Walcott returned to his familiar right flank, while Lu Junfeng played on the left. Olivier Giroud remained in the middle as a fulcrum, with teammates inside doing the ball. At this stage, Giroud's ability to make the ball is stronger than Lu Junfeng. And Giroud can't play on the wing, so he can only be put in the middle. After Lu Junfeng came on the field, Arsenal played more simply, and the big foot opened forward that the team's formation did not need to be pressed, reducing the risk of being counterattacked. It depends on whether the front court can rely on individual ability to enter another one. If not, it's okay to keep a draw. The game continues. Arsenal get the ball at the back and go long and forward. Lu Junfeng easily stuck in position. Good ball. Look at me for a perfect stop. Oops, stop big. Although this long pass did not stop, it was still under his control. Before the opposing player came to grab the ball, he controlled the ball with a dashing bungbu roundabout and handed it to the receiving Cazorla. Then Arsenal's frontline trio Lu Junfeng, Olivier Giroud, and Walcott all started running. But the opposing backline retreated deep and did not give space at all. Cazorla saw that there was no passing opportunity and simply came to shoot from a long distance. This long-range shot was of good quality, but was saved by Howard. Arsenal win a corner. The three masters of Lu Junfeng, Giroud, and Mertzak in the penalty area made the Everton players dare not be careless. But Cazorla didn't open the corner well this time and was cleared by the opposing defender. Everton is fighting back again. Fortunately, Gibbs broke the ball in time at the back. He then passed it on to Walcott. Walcott pushed forward with the ball and then distributed it to Lu Junfeng on the left wing. Good ball. Look at me for a blast. Another pop. Hee, can't reach it? I burst and then crossed. Pretty. Oh, your header is outrageous, isn't it? Giroud in the middle flew the top of the ball, and he extended his thumb and gave Lu Junfeng a thumbs up. Everton's goal kick. Lu Junfeng relied on the physical advantage of just playing to press in front. Howard drove straight to the front court. Fellaini struggled for a header, but the second drop was controlled by Arsenal. Arsenal's two fullbacks did not insert forward, and they still relied on Casala's long pass to move forward. First ensure that no goal is conceded, and then see if you can score one. This is the current tactical idea. Olivier Giroud struggled for a header and Walcott snatched the second drop and continued to score with the ball before being brought down by an Everton player. Arsenal won a free kick up front. This position is too far from the goal to attack directly, only indirect free kicks. Arsenal were still in charge of Cazorla, with Lu Junfeng, Olivier Giroud, and Mertzak in the box. The Everton players were basically back in the box to defend against the free kick. They just want to hold on to the draw. Although it is a home game, to draw with Arsenal, who have been in excellent form recently, is a victory. On the field, Cazorla kicks the ball out. The Everton penalty area was immediately in chaos. The ball was jacked out. But on the periphery, it was the Arsenal players who controlled the ball. Lu Junfeng ran out to answer. Seeing this, Cazorla passed the ball to him. Lu Junfeng catches the ball as a rhinoceros turn, and then makes a swinging leg right-footed shot. The Everton player flew over to block the shot. But Lu Junfeng, this is a fake action. Hee, I'm a Haludio pop. What do you think? Swung by me, right? Your sister. Why are there so many people in the restricted area? No matter, I'll kick it first. If there is love in the sky is also old. No matter who I meet, I will be kicked. On the field, Lu Junfeng made a fake shot and dangled the defensive player. Then he took a step and immediately came a pop with his left foot. There are a lot of people in front of goal at this time, and it's not a good shot. But there is no way, the other party has made up his mind to stick to it, and can only try his luck with a kick. Unexpectedly, he was really lucky. This long-range shot hit the opposing player's leg. There was a refraction. Everton goalkeeper Howard was shaken by this refraction and made a mistake. The ball refracted and flew into the top right corner of the goal. Goal. Scored. Arsenal are once again leading for a long time. Episode 96. Lu Huang's second stage kick, suppress Fei Qingling. This is Lu Junfeng's 13th goal of the season. It was his 8th Premier League goal. 2:1. The game is already in the 80th minute and there is not much time left for Everton. Haha. What do you think? What is a miracle? As long as you shoot enough, there is always a time to go in. Lu Junfeng rushed to the corner flag excitedly, shook his fist and roared, and all the Arsenal players rushed over to celebrate him. This lad always works miracles. If it weren't for this goal with an element of luck, the match would probably have ended in a draw. Such away games can gnaw down, making the team full of championship looks. The form on the Huasha side has fallen into a state of madness again. Emperor Lu, he is really too powerful. He is the god on the football field. The strong are lucky. Without long-range shooting skills, this kind of luck balloon can't be kicked out at all. This is not a lucky balloon. This has been precisely calculated by Lu Huang. He has already estimated the leg movements of the opposing defender. That's right. No matter how strong you are, Howard, he can't prevent me. Lu Yes' second stage kick. The game continues. Now Everton has no choice but to attack. Arsenal can safely fight back. But Lu Junfeng was still a little uneasy. There is a fairy Fellaini in the Everton squad. Fellaini, this guy always scores headers at crucial moments. In the future, this guy will go to Manchester United, and then when the team needs to score, he is often sent to the center of the front. It always works. Arsenal's midfielders are too short to keep him back. Mertzak was slow and couldn't keep up. Thinking about it, Lu Junfeng felt that there was no way, so he should go on his own. So he gave up the possible chance to fight back and returned to Arsenal to keep an eye on Fellaini. Fellaini was depressed by him. Why are you a striker running over to me? Did I provoke you? Wenger saw that Lu Junfeng was not ready to fight back, but went to follow Fellaini, and his eyes suddenly lit up. In fact, he had considered sending someone specifically to keep an eye on Fellaini. With only 10 minutes left in the game, it was perfectly possible to hold on to the lead. But Koscielny retired injured, leaving only one Jam on the bench to defend. But just when he was about to replace a midfielder and replace him with Jean Million, Lu Junfeng actually took the initiative to retreat and target Fellaini. It seems that this young man has a very high ball intelligence. It wasn't long before Everton took the ball from the left and sure enough passed to Fellaini in the middle. But Lu Junfeng has been paying attention to Fellaini's location. Although this ball was still hit by Fellaini, it smashed on the head of Lu Junfeng, who rushed over to defend. The ball bounced out. Everton players continue to control football on the perimeter. They still play high balls into the Arsenal penalty area. This time, Lu Junfeng was not polite to Fellaini, and he resisted him abruptly. You give me a side. Fellaini often has the advantage when confronting others, but there is no way to take Lu Junfeng, because Lu Junfeng is really stronger than him. The ball was taken away by Lu Junfeng. Cazorla snatched the ball that flew in and was brought down by the Everton player as he pushed forward. Arsenal won a free kick. The crisis at the door was temporarily lifted. Wenger then replaced the exhausted Cazorla with Coquelin and continued to strengthen the defense. Everton had no choice but to press wildly and then play high up front. But their forward ability is average, and Fellaini, who is good at inserting attacks, was entangled by Lu Junfeng and finally returned without success. 2-1. Arsenal beat Everton away to win this tough victory. Their 17-game unbeaten streak in all competitions continues. Among them, the Premier League is unbeaten in 10 games and wins in a row. After the game, Lu Junfeng, who scored a quasi-final kill, scored 8.2 points, the highest in the game, and once again won the title of the best player of the game. This is his fourth career Premier League Player of the Year title and the second in a row. In addition, his Messi template fit has increased by another 1 point to 61%. Arsenal are second in second place, with Ramsey with 7.8 points. Although Walcott opened the scoring opener, his performance was somewhat dormant afterwards, scoring only 7.3 points. The highest on the Everton side is Fellaini with 8.0 points. In the rest of the round, United took the lead in the opening B1 second. Van Persie, like Lu Junfeng, scored a refraction. It was the fastest Premier League goal of the season, surpassing Walcott's 51 seconds. At the same time, this is the 10th goal scored by Van Persie in the Premier League this season, continuing to beat Lu Junfeng with a 2-goal advantage and ranking first in the top scorer list. Manchester United continued to lead the table with this goal in a 1-0 win over West Ham United. They are currently 14-11 and 3-3 with 33 points. Manchester City, thanks to goals from Balotelli and Milner, beat Wigan Athletic 2-0 with 0.6 skills, 8 wins, 6 draws, and 30 points, continuing to sit second in the league. They are unbeaten in 14 league games and have too many draws. Arsenal have 8 wins, 4 draws, and 2 defeats, with 28 points, 1 in the league third. West Bromwich Albion lost to Swansea and ended a 4-game winning streak. However, because Chelsea were forced to draw by Fulham, West Bromwich Albion still accumulated 25 points with 8 wins, 1 draw and 5 defeats, ranking 4th in the Premier League. Chelsea have 6 wins, 5 draws and 3 defeats, with just 23 points, and are 5th in the Premier League. When they started winning 3 in a row, they would never have imagined that after only the 14th round of play, they would be overtaken by Arsenal by 5 points. Episode 97. Lu Huang won the Premier League month best. Home to Chelsea. Tottenham beat Liverpool to 6th in the Premier League. Also, Sunderland and Queen's Park Rangers are tied. Aston Villa defeated Reading. Southampton drew Norwich. Stoke City beat Newcastle United. It looks like the top three Manchester United, Manchester City, and Arsenal are becoming more and more stable. Chelsea were dropped early. However, the next round of the league is Arsenal hosting Chelsea. Chelsea have a chance to pull back the bad picture. Lu Junfeng's continuous excellent performance made the media in Huaxia no longer know how to blow. I'm running out of adjectives. Kill when you play. Top stars are all about hitting the nail on the head. Lu Junfeng is good at attack and defense, preventing Fellaini from shaking his head. Can break goals, can defend, how can such a superstar not love? 02 details to see why Arsenal has changed. Lu Junfeng took the initiative to return to the defense, which Wenger greatly appreciated. If this continues, Lu Junfeng and Van Persie compete for the Premier League goalscorer king, which is really not a fool's dream. Not long after, there was news that made Huaxia fans and Arsenal fans excited. Lu Junfeng won the title of Premier League Player of the Month for November. Starting from Manchester United on November 3, Lu Junfeng played 4 Premier League matches, and the team won all of them. He himself scored 5 goals and had an assist. And the team has won against strong opponents such as Manchester United and Tottenham. This is the official recognition of him by the Premier League. At the same time, this is also the first time that a Chinese player has won the title of Player of the Month. His status as the first person in Chinese football is unshakable. However, the Coach of the Month was not given to Arsene Wenger, but to West Bromwich manager Steve Clarke, who led the team 4-1. Arsenal's victory is credited more to Lu Junfeng, and the elevation of West Bromwich to 4th place in the Premier League is clearly even more remarkable. The Arsenal club officially held a celebration ceremony for Lu Junfeng. After all, this is the first weighty personal honor he has received. I believe this young man has a chance to become a legend of the team. Not to mention the Huaxia side, football fans are already as lively as the new year. This is a milestone for Chinese football. The timing of the recent game has been very tight. Just 2 days later, the 15th round of the Premier League continued to play. This round Arsenal are at home to face the challenge of Chelsea, who have been in poor form recently. Nicknamed the Blues, Chelsea was founded in 1905. Their home stadium, Stamford Bridge, is located in West London and belongs to the affluent district. As a result, the home stadium is quieter and dubbed the Stamford Bridge Library, and before the rich Abu took over, Chelsea were really not a top club. However, as Abu continues to spend huge amounts of money on signings, Chelsea have risen rapidly in the last decade. They won the club's first European Cup trophy last season. This gives them a total of 4 Premier League titles, 1 UEFA Cup, 2 UEFA Cup Winners' Cups, 7 FA Cups, and 4 League Cups in their history. Although there are fewer league titles, with the Champions League, the confidence is enough. And 3 of their 4 league titles have been won in the last 10 years, and it is not an exaggeration to call them new giants. Arsenal versus Chelsea, also in London, naturally belongs to the derby. However, there are too many London squads, and the relationship between Arsenal and Chelsea is not bad, except during the magic bird, Jose Mourinho. Mourinho is very fond of using hatred to inspire players, so during his time in charge of Chelsea, he had many verbal battles with Arsene Wenger at Arsenal, which made the relationship between the two clubs tense. Now Chelsea manager is Di Matteo, who took over halfway through last season. Unexpectedly, the temporary worker led the team to win the Champions League and FA Cup, so he was able to stay in the team to continue coaching. It's just that this season, Chelsea, the departure of Warcraft Drogba, has made people doubt his coaching ability. The two teams have met 178 times in their history, with Arsenal having the upper hand with 71 wins, 52 draws, and 54 defeats. In 40 Premier League meetings, Arsenal won 18, drew 12 and lost 10, still dominant. Among them, 11 wins, 6 draws, and 3 defeats at home. Considering that Chelsea now has no Warcraft Drogba and switched to the tactic of small fast spirit, Arsenal's starting lineup for this game is: goalkeeper Szczesny. Defenders Jan Million, Koscielny, Vermaelen, Gibbs. Mertzack turned too slowly and was easily targeted. Sarnia is not in good shape, 783 and needs to rest, cannot play continuously. Midfielders Cazorla, Arteta, and minor threats. Centre Lu Junfeng. Left Wave Plain, right Ramsey. Ramsey went up to help the midfield defense. Against strong teams, on 3 technical midfielders, it is indeed a bit risky. On the bench were Giroud, Walcott, Hotbirds, Coquelin, Mertzack, Sarnia, and Manwan. Chelsea's starting 11 is goalkeeper Petrcek Tanker. He had been hit and fractured his skull in one game, so he wore a hat to protect his head in subsequent races and looked like a tank soldier. The back four are Ivanovic Vic, David Luiz, John Terry, and Ashley Cole. Among them, Cole is an Arsenal youth academy and went to Chelsea for higher wages. It was one of Arsenal's mistakes, when they should have started a higher salary and lost a top left-back in vain. Back Mikel and Ramirez. Eden Hazard, Juan Mata and Oscar. Center striker, Holy Child Torres. Episode 98. Torres' personal abilities. Arsenal are behind. This Chelsea team is on a technical route. The technical skills of the four up front are excellent, especially Eden Hazard, who is considered the third man in the world after Messi and Cristiano Ronaldo at his peak. The substitutions are not very strong, only the aging Frank Lampard is more threatening. The match was scheduled to start around 8 o'clock in China time, which is the prime time in China. There are countless fans watching this match, and Zhang Jun and Zhang Lu are still responsible for the commentary. Lu Junfeng's excellent performance some time ago made them praise. It can be said that the away defeats against Aston Villa and Everton are the credit of Lu Junfeng, especially the title of the best player of the month, but also the glory of Chinese football. Against Chelsea today, Lu Junfeng is very important. The game officially started soon, a counterfoot kickoff. Lu Junfeng began today's performance. Arsenal made a mistake in the opening game and handed over the ball. Hazard was very active on the Chelsea side, breaking through several people in a row and then being brought down by the waves, and Chelsea won a free kick. Puffy head David Luiz took a direct free kick and was denied by Szczesny. Arsenal then began frequent crosses from both wings. But Chelsea clearly came prepared. Both centre-backs, John Terry and David Luiz, are ruthless men with height and strength. The two took turns to confront Lu Junfeng and constantly engaged in pinching, making it difficult for Lu Junfeng to compete to the top. Arsenal can only be propelled from the ground instead. In the 10th minute, Lu Junfeng turned his back against Luiz, received the ball and distributed it to the left flank. Then he immediately turned and cut forward. Wave plane, look at me, look at me. I'm in the middle, give their hashtag. But the ball wave plane went down and then triangulated back to Cazorla. Cazorla pulled his bow straight and shot a shot that went slightly above the crossbar. In the 12th minute, Arsenal got another chance. In order to surround Lu Junfeng, the Chelsea defender retreated too deeply, and the small threat then shot hard at the front of the box, but unfortunately it was confiscated by Petr Cech. In the 18th minute, Lu Junfeng received the ball with his back at the front of the penalty area and sharply turned a rhinoceros past Luiz. But just as he tried to move forward, Terry and Ashley Cole came left and right. He tripped to the ground. The referee did not say, "Hey, umpire, isn't that foul? This big trip fell into a seal for me, can't you see?" Lu Junfeng sat on the ground in protest, but the referee ignored it while the Chelsea players took the opportunity to attack. Finally, Eden Hazard broke through with the ball and was brought down, and Chelsea won a free kick in front. Zhang Jun watched the slow-motion replay at this time, indicating that the ball could be judged or not. If a foul on Lu Junfeng was awarded in the Chelsea penalty area, it would be a penalty. Online Chelsea fans believe that Lu Junfeng is faking a fall. With his weight, who can easily put him down? Lu Junfeng's fans immediately retorted, "Have you ever played football? If you tripped over someone while running, what's the use of your weight? Do you have to hold on hard and not fall?" Chelsea players prepare for a free kick. At this point, Juan Mata stood in front of the ball. He kicks a tall ball with an arc. None of the midfielders could hit the ball. And at the back point, Torres, who was squeezed behind by Koscielny, actually stretched out his foot with an unconventional movement and blocked the ball into the goal. Chelsea scored. Arsenal trailed 1 o'clock. That's Torres' individual ability as a top striker. He has played against Arsenal 10 times and has scored 4 goals. Of course, it was for Liverpool before, this time for Chelsea. However, he is still inferior to Chelsea's previous centre-forward Drogba. Drogba scored 14 goals against Arsenal and is Arsenal's biggest sufferer. Arsenal are very passive at this time because Chelsea's small fast attacking combination is very good at counter-attacking, and Arsenal must attack now. It rained overnight, and it didn't take long for a small threat to be injured in a confrontation and had to be dismissed. Wenger had no choice but to replace the small threat with a hot bird. The hot birds are good at breaking through, while Walcott is better suited to counterattacks. Ramsey returned to the center and partnered Mikel Arteta at the back. The hot birds play as a right winger. Arsenal's players stepped up their attack, but Chelsea piled up a lot of people in the middle and the flank was still ineffective. Chelsea got a chance instead, and Koscielny accidentally slipped and gave Torres a chance to go it alone. Fortunately, Koscielny made up for it and snatched the ball back before the opponent could get up. Wenger signaled the player to cut on the sidelines and take advantage of the gap created by Lu Junfeng's involvement. The Hotbirds then cut inside with the ball and were brought down by David Luiz, who was verbally warned by the referee. In the 29th minute, Chelsea were given another chance to counter-attack. Mata crossed straight and Torres shot hard from the right side of the box, but the offside was first, not counted. In the 32nd minute, while Chelsea were in the box, Arsenal defender Wilmilan stepped forward from the middle and fired a long-range shot that went over the crossbar. Ramsey then committed a foul on Eden Hazard and received a yellow card. Eden Hazard broke through again and crossed and was cleared by Koscielny's header. Episode 99. Arsenal goes to the Twin Towers again. Chelsea attack with attack. In the 39th minute, Chelsea midfielder Oscar brought down Cazorla and was yellow carded in the 41st minute. Torres was offside and Arsenal won the ball. When the midfield teammates controlled the ball and delivered it forward, Lu Junfeng, who was often caught in the middle, simply pulled to the right wing. "I'm pulling the edge, give it quickly. Give quickly. Hot bird, you go to the middle to pick up." Arteta did pass the ball. "Good ball. I have a spoonful of Sanhua evaporated milk." "Oh, sorry, crossed words, I'll speed up the explosion, see how you guys catch up." "I crossed with a reverse foot, and the pass was good." "Hot bird, you wait for me to come." "Hey, why did you hit the door?" "Oh, it's still in, it's good to fight." Lu Junfeng pulled the side on the pitch, but Chelsea's two central defenders did not follow and continued to stick to the box. Lu Junfeng's low cross is given to the Hotbirds in the middle. Chelsea's two central defenders are accustomed to defending Lu Junfeng, and there was a communication error in the face of the Hotbirds, and neither of them went up to grab. The Hotbird stops the ball and turns to hit the goal. The ball went straight to the top right corner of the goal and Petr Cech couldn't save it. Goal. Scored. Arsenal equalized 190. 1:1. It was the Hotbirds' fifth goal of the season. Third goal in the Premier League. It's been almost 2 months since he last scored. The Hotbird was very excited and ran to the horn flag area to raise the sky and roar. And Lu Junfeng easily received an assist. In the studio, Zhang Jun said with a smile, "This ball Lu Junfeng played very smart." The opponent's heavy pile of troops in the middle made it difficult for him to find opportunities, and simply pulled the side, leaving the opponent's defense at a loss. As a result, they got used to preventing Lu Junfeng, and in the face of a more flexible Hotbird, they really went wrong. Jean Lu added, "Hee, that's right. Football is all about variety. Lu Junfeng can play on the side of the road, which is his advantage. Arsenal's front court can often cross positions, which makes the opponent defenseless." The game went on and Chelsea were not satisfied with taking a point and began to step up their attack. They have gone 6 games without a win, and it is unimaginable to draw another one. Before the end of the first half, Torres gave Oscar a kick, but Oscar's shot was deflected. The two sides returned to the dressing room with a 1-1 scoreline. At halftime, Wenger stressed to the players up front to let them change their positions and disrupt Chelsea's defense. Now the front trio Lu Junfeng, Hotbirds, and Bo Plain have all played in the center position. Let's not say how it works, but at least it can kick, and it will not be overwhelmed in the middle. The second half started quickly. Chelsea continued to step up their attack. Even centre-back David Luiz ran into the Arsenal penalty area. However, he received a yellow card for a fake fall, and then stood back and went to Arsenal's side to fight back smoothly. In the 49th minute, the Hotbird passed diagonally to Lu Junfeng in the middle. Lu Junfeng carried Terry and turned and volleyed, deflecting off the goal post. He extended his thumb and sent a thumbs up to the Hotbird. Although the goal did not score, but after a few more attempts, one can always be scored. 1 minute later, Gibbs crossed directly on the left wing, and the cross of the Bo Plain was cleared by the opponent early. However, this solution did not kick far, and Cazorla followed up with a powerful kick that went slightly above the crossbar. However, Chelsea are not vegetarian up front. Torres broke through with the ball and was brought down by Vermaelen. Vermaelen received a yellow card and gave Chelsea a well-placed free kick. This time it was Mata who took the penalty. In the first half, it was Juan Mata's free kick to assist Torres' goal. This time, the Arsenal players were very cautious, and even Lu Junfeng returned to his home to defend. Mata's curved ball is very tricky, there is a drop in the air, straight in front of the goal, this time Koscielny firmly stuck Torres behind him. However, when he tried to solve the ball, he found it very difficult to handle. This carelessness is an oolong. There is a rebound after the ball hits the ground. Arsenal goalkeeper Szczesny was shaken and reacted half a beat slower. When he wanted to save it, it was too late. The ball goes straight into the bottom left corner of the goal. Juan Mata's free kick went straight to the goal. This is the personal ability of the star, there is really no way. Arsenal are 1-2 behind again. Now Arsenal can only attack with all their might. They will not accept the result of a home defeat. In the 59th minute, Lu Junfeng pulled to the left and the wave plane changed to the center. Gibbs curved the ball and crossed, but Bo's header was saved. Arsenal win a corner. The ball was cleared and Ramsey's shot deflected from the perimeter. Wenger made adjustments at this time, replacing the wave plane with Giroud and playing the Twin Towers tactic. The Twin Towers tactic is the key to turning the tide every time. But the two-tower tactic can't be used for a long time, and if Lu Junfeng plays on the side, the physical consumption is too great. Playing in the middle, he can often stand on the pile, or take a walk. Anyway, he is not afraid to fight against the central defender, and he doesn't even need to exert a lot of force. For Arsenal's two-tower strategy, Chelsea have a plan. Arsenal have been in excellent form recently, and the Twin Towers have done a lot of work, so the opponents are all working on ways to crack it. One of them is targeted attacks. He has a wide range of running when he plays on the left wing, often going back to help the fullbacks defend. This is Lu Junfeng's weakness. He is too heavy to defend as hard as a wave plane and run all over the field. So when Arsenal play the Twin Towers, Chelsea will attack Arsenal's left wing. This is thorn to thorn. See who stabs each other first. Episode 100. Lu Huang passed and shot to equalize the score. Sure enough, it didn't take long for Chelsea to find an opportunity on the left side of Arsenal. However, Oscar missed the opportunity by failing to pass the ball in time. This made Torres very upset. And Arsenal's side quickly passed the ball to Lu Junfeng on the left wing. In charge of defending Lu Junfeng, he became Chelsea right-back Ivanovic. Ivanovic is 188 centimeters tall and weighs 84 kilograms, typical of a central defender. But he can also play fullback and has a decent assist ability. He has good speed and explosiveness. It's just that this is good for central defenders. His height and weight are completely out of line with the traditional dexterous speed fullback. Lu Junfeng was taller and stronger than him, and his speed was faster than him. So there's nothing to say, just eat it raw with a burst. Ivanovic is used to bullying opposing left-wingers with strong bodies. But when he met Lu Junfeng, he couldn't get stuck in position at all, and his turnaround seemed a lot slower. Seeing Lu Junfeng overtaking from him, he hurriedly pulled with his hand, but he still didn't pull Lu Junfeng out of the gap and then a left-footed cross. Olivier Giroud followed up and stabbed a shot, but was saved by Petr Cech. Arsenal win a corner. The two-tower tactic is most effective when serving set pieces. However, there are many tall people in the Chelsea squad and they are not afraid of the Twin Towers. They are three big tall men on the guard line. Double-back Mikel and Ramirez are good height. In addition to the small quickness up front, Chelsea's central midfield is still the team that relied on the body, so the set-piece defense is very strong. This time, the Arsenal Twin Towers were surrounded by the other side's big and tall groups, and there was no chance at all. However, Cazorla's corner kick was played to Vermaelen outside. Vermaelen jumped high, headed the ball and was saved by Petr Cech. But this ball didn't go far and flew to Lu Junfeng. Lu Junfeng did not hesitate to stretch out his left foot and poke. Yo, and unexpected surprises. I'm not a kid guy. The Chelsea defenders reacted slowly and failed to block in time. Petr Cech just saved a ball, got up and wanted to save Lu Junfeng's poke, but it was still a little slower. Although his fingertips touched the ball, he could not stop the football from entering the net. Goal. Scored. Arsenal equalize again. 2-2. This is Lu Junfeng's 14th goal of the season and the 9th goal in the Premier League. He's a Premier League killer. At this time, Lu Junfeng passed and shot, and he was a great hero. Excited, he rushed to the corner flag area, opened his arms, faced the sky on his back, and accepted the cheers and congratulations of the Arsenal puzzle. He is the new king of Emirates Stadium. The whole Emirates Stadium is shaking. In the studio, Zhang Jun said excitedly, "This is what we say, the role of stars." Now Lu Junfeng can completely change the situation of the game on his own. Just that opportunity, he grabbed it. Jean Lu added, "Hee, that's right, it feels like Lu Junfeng reacts a little faster than Chelsea's defenders. He reminds me of Ronaldo, the alien back then. You can't give him a chance, as soon as you give him a chance, he can kill the game." China's major sports forums have once again fallen into a collapse situation. No way, it's prime time, plus the big matchup between Arsenal and Chelsea, so this game has attracted too much attention. As soon as Lu Junfeng scored a goal, the fans posted frantically, and the forum collapsed in an instant. When the forum was repaired, various posts about Lu Junfeng flew all over the world. We are witnessing the birth of a legend. Lu Huang, he is the king of the Premier League. If Henry is the king of Highbury, then King Lu is the king of chiefs. On the performance of strong dialogue, Emperor Lu is stronger than Henry the Great. It is obvious that he is one step higher than everyone on the field. Not only sports forums, but also gossip media such as Bibs, it is also the topic of Lu Junfeng. He once again rushed into the top 10 of the hot search of the neck. Now Lu Junfeng's fan sister is no less than those traffic idols. He is winning glory for China all over the world. Isn't this more noteworthy than entertainment stars? The on-field game continues. Chelsea's thinking has not changed, still targeting Arsenal's left attack, forcing Lu Junfeng to return to defense and consuming his physical strength. This time Torres fell when he broke through Gibbs, who he thought had fouled, but the referee ignored it. Arsenal fought back. Lu Junfeng took the ball on the left wing again, and faced Ivanovic with another explosive burst. Faced with this simple and rough kick, Ivanovic could only get a foul. But he couldn't even pull Lu Junfeng, who rushed up. That's a speeding heavy tank. David Luiz could only come and help. Lu Junfeng crossed in time before being wrapped. Olivier Giroud flew to the top, but the goal was still saved by Petr Cech, and if it weren't for Petr Cech, Arsenal would have overtaken it long ago. Arsenal again won a corner kick. Chelsea replaced the physically exhausted Oscar with Moses to continue to step up their attack on Arsenal's left flank. This time Cazorla drove a corner kick to the middle of the box. Lu Junfeng broke free and dragged his Terry hard, jumped high, and a lion shook his head. David Luiz is also up and running. Lu Junfeng hit Lewis's head after hitting the ball. Bang! This is simply Mars hitting the Earthlings.